What's up, everybody? It is Mick and Mary from A Marriage Like That podcast at thescenesnobs.com. You can go there, you can check out our podcast, you can check out plenty of other stuff too that we do. This is a new show we're doing called the Marriage Movie Challenge, which, if you'll indulge us, we put our names, a lot of copies of our names, in a bowl here, and we are going to pick it out. So if I pick Mary, Mary gets to pick a movie, one of the worst, critically acclaimed worst movies ever reviewed, and if she...
Critically disdained.
Disdained is good. Or if I pick my name, or she picks my name, vice versa, however it works, then I get to choose a movie of terrible value.
So we're going to do a terrible one this time, but we may do old ones. We may switch it up a little bit.
We'll jump around. It may not be the worst of the worst, but
this one is.
And we're going to try and steer towards movies that neither one of us have seen choosing, but we don't know if we can keep going that way. I've seen a lot of movies, and we've already tried this before, even though you won't see it because we're not showing it to you. And
I won.
We couldn't even find the movie that she chose. It was unavailable, and I'm not buying a DVD of it. So, with that being said, we decided to just redo. A mulligan, if you will. So, this time, you picked this time here. I'll hold the ball this time.
Dun, dun, dun.
I picked last time, and I picked her name. So.
And I picked my name again.
All right, what's the movie?
So, we're going to watch From Justin to Kelly.
I made the mistake of telling her I didn't see that movie.
Why would you have brought it up? I don't know. But I'm going to take it and run with it. So, From Justin to Kelly, here we come.
We'll be back after we watch the movie, and we will do our review of it.
Yes.
All right, we'll see you later. Well, we're back. And that was an experience. Definitely took notes. I have lots of notes.
Definitely something that happened.
I don't think it is pertinent to this to tell you what this movie was about. It's just boy meets girl.
If you don't know what this movie is about by now, I mean, all of the awards that it won, and...
Okay, she's being facetious because there's no way this won anything. I remember when this movie came out, and for those of you who may not know, American Idol, this was the first season's winner and runner-up. Kelly Clarkson won the first season, and then Justin was the
Did she win the first one?
Yeah, she was first ever.
Oh, okay.
And as we could tell, one of them went on to be in the Dr. Pepper commercials, and one of them has a daytime talk show, which is great for both of them.
Yeah.
You know, good.
Doing their thing, whatever. It's cool.
But they did not remain together.
They did not.
And
but they did officially come out that there was a fling at some point.
I knew that, so it couldn't even been that big of a secret. I remember that they...
I didn't know that.
And they broke up shortly after this debacle of a movie came out.
Well, obviously, what's her name got in between them.
Yeah, basically, it's a boy meets girl on spring break, and they fall in love, but so much stupidity happens.
There were challenges.
All right, I'm going to go down my list, because I don't want to talk about them. The movie's terrible. That's my...
I have seen way more terrible movies than that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, definitely, I can say that, but the movie is terrible. It's terribly acted. The music makes no sense.
We had such a good time, though, watching it. So Mike asked me towards the beginning, he's like, "You've never seen this?" And I was like, "No, in 2003 I didn't want to see it. In 2004 I didn't want to see it. Still, no.
Still to this day. In 1985 I didn't want to watch it. It was so stupid.
So we have to figure out a way where, you have to watch the movie, but I don't have to watch it.
Yeah, right. This movie is a Me Too nightmare, by the way.
It really is.
By today's standards, everything is wrong.
Everything. The whipped cream bikini contest where they literally drag her onto the stage.
By being a guy who was their age at the time of making this movie, because 2003, I was only 21.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, that was normal back then, but definitely like not what happened in the movie.
Knowing
but like,
now, like that,
I don't want to get into that debate over a bad movie.
No,
I'm just saying it's a debacle.
But it's still just crazy to think about that. But having the lens that you have now to think back, it was not just, to go into it.
It was terrible. So here's the thing, and I've been asking this question while we were watching it. Do they know that they're singing? Because every time they sing, everybody's in unison, everybody's singing, and it's moving. No, it's not even moving the story along. It's just
nothing
singing.
Moves the story along. And
I get a musical. I get that the 2 American Idol contestants are going to be in a musical. I get that.
What about Grease? Where they're all singing and they all know the dance moves.
Every song in Grease furthers the story. It's just like when they're on the bleachers talking and she's with the girls talking, it's just like you're talking with your guy friends or your girlfriends. And it furthers the story. The whole song tells the story of what's being asked, how they met, the whole thing.
But my point is that the idea of them singing is not the issue. It's just the issue that it's a bad movie.
No, I don't care that they're singing. It's that in times it seems like the other one doesn't know the other one's singing, and then they outburst.
See, I thought it was obvious because when he's rapping, everybody knew he was.
Knew he was rapping. That's what I have in my notes, and you're taking it from me. They had one guy in there who kept rapping, a white frat boy guy, not like an Eminem type. No. A white frat boy guy.
And it was terrible.
And he was a terrible rapper. But everybody was like lured in by his rap. So when he broke out, everybody was in.
He's the Pied Piper of Spring Break.
I'm moving on from that one because it made no sense. Even when they were on the boat.
That's what didn't make sense?
Yeah, nothing made sense. The geeky guy from NCIS is in this?
He was in this. That was crazy.
I don't know why I put that in my notes. But
well, because he met his internet love.
So they're in Miami on spring break. They're in South Beach. They go to their hotel. They're being brought in their hotel by the hotel manager. Who does that, by the way? What hotel manager's like, here, I'll bring you to your room. And it's like not a fancy hotel.
No.
It's a spring break. This is where you stay when you're 21, 22. And he brings them up. And it's a spring break hotel.
Literally where they're hanging out.
In South Beach. In the middle of all the partying going on. And he straight up says to them, oh, and there are girls in other rooms. But he says to them straight up, no girls. No girls allowed. You're not allowed to have any over. Like he's their dad. And
they're like, oh, man.
I'm like, who would pay to stay at this hotel? You're not going... Listen, newsflash.
There were no girls. They never brought a girl into the hotel room.
That is true. They brought a boyfriend of a girl they were trying to hook up with into the hotel room.
That was a boy.
I know, but it was just nuts. But that was like, who stays at this hotel? This guy should be out of business.
There were a lot of people at that hotel.
They should be out of business. They don't understand. So then we get to the Justin and Kelly at a party keep walking past each other looking for each other. He's 6 feet tall and has giant curly hair. They even like acknowledge the hair
a number of times,
and it's huge. And they can't find each other. She can't find him.
It was very intense. It was like so close.
No, stop.
And
Give a real review. Give a real review of this movie.
This is how I felt.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Then they go all the salsa dancing. Forget that. I'm not even getting into that storyline of the girl who gets the guy fired because she stands up for him to the boss, and then he gets fired from the boss.
You're too hard on him. I just met him.
Not even that. Like he has plans tonight.
Oh my god.
Like she's in the kitchen at his job. And she's
at his job.
And he's just like, you have to work tonight. We need you. And
whether or not the boss was a jerk or not.
But he really wasn't.
What was she doing there?
He wasn't. You saw the boss twice. And all the boss was... The first time, he's talking to a girl at a bar. And he's just like, come on, man, get back to work. And then the second time, he's like, hey, listen, you have to work tonight.
That's fair.
He wasn't even like a jerk to him. He was a manager.
No, true. But the way they had him say it, he was like... I need you to work tonight because...
It was not that. That's embellished because it wasn't even that. Okay, so he was kind of a dick manager. But that wasn't...
But
regardless,
the point of the story was for him to be a dick manager, not that
I
it was
understand
a
that, but they
reasonable
didn't
request.
set it up properly. And even if he's a dick manager, if the dude needs a job, like if you walked into my work and was just started demanding my manager let me off because
we had plans.
Oh, so stupid! It was just so stupid.
Now
we're talking about the part of the movie I didn't want to talk about. When he takes her on a Dirty Dancing tour to go dance salsa music. Not real Dirty Dancing, but they play it up like it's Dirty Dancing.
There was barely any dancing.
And then Justin and Kelly... I'm going back to them because I'm done with that story. Then Justin and Kelly get on a boat for a date. And they're both wearing white jumpsuits. If I'm
going on a boat, I'm going to wear all white.
Other than, like, undershirts... I don't have any white clothing. All white. Like, solid white clothing other than undershirts.
Well, your tux collar shirt is all
I have
white.
One white shirt for a tuxedo that I wore 6 years ago. 5 years ago. Whatever it is. That's it. They have white jumpsuits and they get on a boat together. Like, they both go home separately, put on clothes to get ready for this date, and they're both in white jumpsuits.
They never talked about wearing all white together. They just inherently knew.
On a white boat. Like, it was so bad. That just annoyed me. And then the entire time, he's, like, staring at her.
Oh, my gosh. Seriously.
Like, she's, like, looking out at the ocean, and he's just, like, staring at her.
With rape eyes.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad.
Collecting the money at the door. I put the collecting the money at the door scene because the rapper frat boy, is collecting money because I guess they're party planners all of a sudden. Like they're
like huge, well known
but don't live there. They don't live.
They don't live.
They don't live in South Beach. They have no permits to do anything. They're just literally like they set up a table and had a whipped cream bikini contest.
Was this the first year that they kept getting tickets though? Because
no, because they were well known.
But you would think that if they were well known, they would know how to put on these events, right? This
is before social media too. This is 2003. MySpace was barely a thing, if it was at all.
Did you have music to your MySpace account? Just
later.
I did. I missed
everybody
that.
Has.
Do you think we can do that for Facebook one
day?
No,
I don't want that. I don't want any of this. 2003. I don't want to remember that.
I'm gonna get my belly button re-pierced.
Oh God. So. All right, so he's collecting money at the door, but then he's just like stop to his friend, and like 20 people pass him. I'm like, you're supposed to be collecting the money. That is annoying. As a former bouncer, that annoyed me. I'm like, just
no backup, money. No plan,
nothing. And then he walks away. Then he walks away. They walk away together to go into the party and party. I'm like,
they weren't even. They went to go sing. They went to go do a singing scene.
Yeah, that's right. They did do another singing scene where everybody joined in the song.
So bad.
Then that was the same party that her not boyfriend, the guy who liked her, cowboy friend from Texas, shows up because her friend was like, she needs you, she really wants to see you.
Well, do we need to explain the plot?
No, I'm not getting into that. I don't care. So he shows up, kisses her. So Justin thinks Kelly has a boyfriend because that whole thing is ridiculous, and he's pissed off. So they're gonna fight. Each other. And then
for her honor, which from the beginning, I do want to point out though, from the beginning, she was like, this is not my boyfriend. I am not interested in you. And they were like, I don't care. We're still going to fight for you as the prize.
Yeah, but then they fix that later with the geeky guy who just happens, he is going to hook up the girlfriend, and like they become friends because they talk it out. Don't even get me started on this. So anyway, and this is the only time you see the Texas boyfriend. He shows up.
Well, he was at the beginning.
Oh, whatever.
He was the fan at the bar.
All right, he was the only fan at the bar. You're right. But
foreshadowing.
He shows up, but he's only there for like this scene, and then he's gone. So she does say she doesn't like him. They get together. They were about to fight, Justin and the cowboy guy. And then rapper frat boy steps in and is like, "Let's do something that will make us money." Makes no sense. And then...
Well, no, he didn't even say make us money. What did he say? Let's do something, like,
out
of the norm, or...
No, he did say something. He said something along the lines of, like, that will monetarily
take
care of us.
I missed that.
So, then cut to, like, you think, okay, whatever, maybe they're gonna play volleyball, maybe they're gonna do something stupid, something beachy,
basketball,
whatever, dance off, whatever.
No,
hovercrafts. And you're like, oh, they're gonna race hovercrafts. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I've never seen a hovercraft before. Now I've ridden ATVs, I don't know how to drive a hovercraft. And this dude from Texas just rolls up and is like, all right,
I'm in.
Let's duel. Even if they both have
the knowledge to drive a hovercraft.
So
but
here's the analogy I wrote down.
Why are there waste baskets
on the
hovercraft?
No, I'm not there yet. I'm still on the, all of a sudden these two know how to drive hovercrafts so well. Like, this is machinery that, like, I don't care what you've ridden before.
It's very dangerous, too.
Like, they're just going to let you go. So they go, they're on the hovercrafts, they're getting ready, so they have to race hovercrafts. Not really. We'll get to it.
It's not a race.
But here's the analogy I wrote down. If you ever watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer TV show, every time somebody got killed by a vampire and they came back to life, it's like they automatically knew martial arts. And that was a suspension of disbelief where you're like, whatever, you need to have a martial arts scene.
All right.
Fine. And you're like, okay, I'll accept it. It's cringeworthy, but I'll accept it. Suspension of disbelief. There is no suspension of disbelief in this movie that they could just know how to ride hovercrafts. And even if they did, they never explained that they did. They were just on hovercrafts. So let me tell you this.
Driving it really well, also. Like, they were maneuvering.
Okay, so I will take it as they knew how to drive hovercrafts. But let me tell you this. Even if you've driven a hovercraft, I've never seen a hovercraft other than on screen. So, even if you've driven a hovercraft once, maybe twice, well enough where you could, and you're mad enough where you'll take into account what you have to do, and you're passionate. They have laundry baskets of different colors in each one.
Why do they have laundry
baskets?
They
have matching helmets, matching jackets, not sea jackets.
No.
Matching like jackets,
race car
like a motorcycle jacket, and motorcycle helmets, and they each have, one's yellow, Cowboy Guy's yellow, Justin's red. He has a red laundry basket with red dodgeballs in his, and he has a yellow. Like, where did these hovercrafts come from? Is this a thing? Do they do this? I need to look this up.
We need people from Florida to weigh in.
I lived in Florida. I've never heard of this before. Never heard of, like, oh, I like that girl. You like that girl? I like that girl. Let's do hovercraft duel.
Hovercraft basketball.
Yeah, they have to throw their balls at each other's laundry basket. And then Justin nearly kills the dude.
He nearly kills him.
Bumps him off of the thing. The guy hits his head, and he's bleeding. Like, he had to be pulled in by lifeguards. Could have drowned.
Thank God the lifeguards were there.
Thank God they were there for that. Not to say, hey, do you know how to ride these things? Pull him in.
And why
he's
wasn't
bleeding.
Anybody else
He's got
swimming,
blood down his face.
It's the beach.
I don't know. This is hovercraft territory. So they were all watching it. So... blood down his face. I know I'm going on about this hovercraft thing, but like, whatever. After this, I'm just going to the ending. He has blood on his face. He goes, he walks out of the beach patrol, not even the hospital. He walks out of the beach patrol building. Kelly's there and meets him. It's like, I just want to be friends, like brother or sister friends. And the guy's like, really? I mean, like, I love you, blah, blah, blah. And whatever, that's fine. Like, she shouldn't have to love him. But
he goes, way to kick a guy when he's down.
Yeah, because he just got
stitches.
Because he just got stitched up. And she goes, it's like 5 stitches. And walks away, and you never see him again. You never see the guy again. It's like, what just happened? Anyway, that was what the movie was in a nutshell. But the thing
I'm
that
really
pissed me
surprised
off,
it didn't get an award.
Oh my
Nomination at least.
Oh God. And then the ending, I'm skipping ahead to the ending because this is just bad. It's a bad movie. So the thing that bothered me the most is they're going to have this big dance party this big dance at the end where they're all synchronized dancing.
It's a musical.
Fine. I get that. That's fine.
Grease.
That's the suspension of disbelief I'm fine with. What? It's spring break and they have a covered pool. Like 95% of this pool is covered.
With like the little floaty thing that everybody's dancing on.
Not a floaty thing.
And they're all in
sneakers. Huge stage. and they're all dancing on, I don't
in
know.
sneakers.
I can't even complain about the platform over the pool. That makes no sense on spring break. Whatever.
None of this made sense.
This movie was
It
stupid.
was so bad.
I hope I choose next time and I win.
I hope I win every time.
I'm going to be so
The best
mad.
part about this, though, was that this was not even on my radar. But we were going through...
And I mentioned it. I mentioned it was like on a worst list. Like the
I've never seen From Justin to Kelly.
She was asking me on the worst movies list, like what I've seen. And I said, well, I've never seen this, never seen this, never seen this. And yeah, From Justin to Kelly was on it. And I didn't know that was going to be the first one you went with.
But if you say From Justin to Kelly, of course that's the one I'm going to pick.
Anyway, that's it. This movie sucked. I can't wait for the next episode because if I'm picking, I got one good. So
we'll see.
Yeah, you know, and it's
we'll
awesome.
See what the bowl.
It's awesome bad. See, you're going to get to watch good bad movies, and I got to watch this crap.
You'll never have to watch it again.
I'm never going to.
This I promise.
I'm never going to. When I even rented this stupid piece of garbage.
I know, we paid money for this. So they're going to get royalties.
Well, we tried this before and we couldn't find the other movie. Yeah. Oh my God. She's hosting the daytime. He's Dr. Pepper. I'm done. I'm out. This movie was terrible. Come back. Check us out. We are Mick and Mary, Mr. and Mrs. Scene Snob, at thescenesnobs.com. So go check us out. We have a podcast, Marriage Like That podcast, where we get into even more in depth with a lot of stuff like this. We have plenty of other podcasts on there, video reviews, things like that. We have more coming.
We do. That's what she said.
Yeah. Stop. And so anyway, follow us on Instagram or Twitter. I'm at The Scene Snob for more information on the site and news and stuff coming up. She is at Mary the Mommy. So
straight out of nap time.
Straight out of nap time. And then go check out the Facebook page. Also give us a like and subscribe there. And give us a like and subscribe and hit that notifications button for more content coming up. Right here on YouTube.
Yes. It'll be fun.
All right. Until next time.
See ya.